Your visitors don't leave your product page because they don't like your product. They leave it because of the first impression of your website. When you think about it, they're chilling on Instagram, they see your ad and they tap on it, and when they land on your landing page, these 2 first seconds are where the biggest drop-off happens. For that reason, in this video we're going to cover what is causing this biggest drop-off, how to fix it, how the best brands are fixing that. So by the end of this video, you'll be able to boost your conversion rate, increase your returns, and scale much more easily. Alright, so if it's not a product, what is actually causing this biggest drop-off on the landing page? The biggest mistake that e-commerce owners make when they want to get their conversion rate up is that they start with the conversion rate optimization on their product page. But the problem with that is that your conversion, and when you want to make your customers buy from you, don't start on your landing page. It starts with your ad. So your customers have seen your ad, have seen your product, and this is actually where you get their emotion up to buy your product. So if the whole funnel looks like this, where you have, they see your ad, they land on your product page, and they buy your product, this is where this biggest drop-off happens. When they click on your ad and land on your product page, they have a certain expectation of the things that they want to see on your product page. And if you don't match this expectation from the ad on your product page, this is what is causing that biggest drop-off, and people just bounce back and go back to the social media. So it's that you didn't match the expectation of your visitors once they have seen your ad and once they have landed on your product page that is causing this drop-off. So if they're bouncing because their expectations are not met, then the best way to fix this is to actually match their expectations. That's why we're going to cover 3 things you can do in order to make sure you match their expectations so that they don't bounce off in these 2 seconds. You get them to engage with your product page, and therefore you get to increase your conversion rate and your returns. The first thing you want to make sure is that you want to match your offer. I've seen dozens of times where people are just pushing ad that says 25% off, and they're getting a pretty good CPC, but the returns are pretty low because when people land on the product page, they don't see that discount that has gotten their attention and has gotten them into the funnel. So let's cover how it looks when the offer is actually matched between the ad and the landing page. Here we have an example from a 9-figure store, and as you can see, the ad states that there's some certain offer going on the website, and when you click on the ad, this is how the page looks like. You can see the first thing that the customer see is this part at the top, which is super similar to the ad that they're running. So now the customer, when they see the ad and click on it and land on the page, they feel 100% reassured that they have clicked on the right thing and that their expectations are met. Now the customer will just start exploring more products because that confirmation in their mind is actually met. So always make sure whenever you are pushing a certain offer on your Facebook ads that your landing pages are actually following that offer and you are confirming that offer that caught the attention of your visitors, and therefore you will see an increase in the conversion rate. And by the way, if you'd like me to review your funnel and to give you advices on what you can do right now in order to boost your conversion rate, you can fulfill the form in the link in the description, and I will give you a personalized audit on what you can do right now in order to boost your conversion rate and get your returns up. The next thing you can do in order to match the expectation is that you need to match the colors and the style of your ad and your landing page. So let's cover how this looks so you can get the sense and apply to your Shopify store. Here we have Lululemon, and they're one of the top brands, and they're absolutely nailing when it comes to this part. You can see we have this ad here, and when we click on it, this is where you land. As you can see, like very similar style, design, colors, and everything that you have seen on the ad. With Lululemon, you will see a lot of times that they're actually putting the same models from the ad on the landing page. This is because they understand how important this is in order to maximize their returns. So same colors, same style. So this is how you match their expectation and make them engage with your page. The next thing, and I think this is the most important thing here, especially as you're running the Facebook ads, because if you get this thing right, you will significantly see an increase in your returns. And this is one of the easiest wins that we get for our 7 and 8-figure clients. This is that you want to make your landing page easy to process. So why this is very important? The thing is that if you remember back then, your customers are chilling on Instagram and they're in that brain off mode when they're doing that activity, right? While they're doing that and when they see your ad and tap on it, what most e-commerce owners don't understand that they are still in that brain off mode when they land on your product page. If your landing page is too hard to process and too hard to digest, they will just bounce back because they don't want to turn their brains and start thinking too much, trying to realize all the things going on your product page. And when you think about it, on Instagram and TikTok, the content that performs very well is the content that is super easy and simple to understand, right? For that reason, your landing page, if you're advertising on Facebook or TikTok, also need to be very easy to process. So let's cover how the best brands are doing this so you can get the inspiration and apply this to your Shopify store. So in this example, we have this ad here, and when you click on it and land on the landing page, you can just see how easy to process and how easy to digest this landing page is. There's a lot of the white space, you have the icons and very short text, you have the offer, the CTA button stands out, your customers don't have to go through the whole product page to find how they can add the product to the cart, you have the social proof, so it's a very easy to process landing page. When you switch to the mobile, you can see how it looks on the mobile. Once again, super easy to process. And we have this headline here that stands out, that is actually giving clues to their visitors where should they focus when they land on the landing page. This is the whole point of the visual hierarchy, because if everything is the same, your customers don't know where to focus and where to pay the attention first when they land. This is just making it hard for them to process all the information, and for that reason, what is the easiest thing to do? The easiest thing is just to get back on the Instagram and just continue scrolling their reels. So always make sure that your landing page is very easy to process, especially that above the fold part, because people, when they land, they don't want to have too many elements going on. They don't want to break their head thinking where they should look at. The previous experience of Instagram is very easy to digest, and for that reason, your landing page has to be easy to digest as well. So if you'd like me to audit your store and to give you advices on what are the things you can do right now in order to boost your conversion rate and to improve your funnel, fulfill the form in the link in the description, and I'll give you a personalized audit on what are the things you can do right now to get your returns up and scale much more easily. So that's it regarding this video. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. And if you'd like to see a playlist of how I break down all these successful stores and what they're doing in order to get their conversion rate up, you can watch this next playlist, which will help you a lot with increasing your conversion rate and your profitability.